There is a lot of pride in your work. So when you get through a man's haircut and you've done what you feel is a good job, you would like to even put your name on the back of his shirt and say, hey, this is a haircut by Martians, you know? Matter of fact, I had a guy just recently, last week. He had real long hair, which, when looking at it, you know that he had been going to a stylist, you know? So he came in, he said he wanted a crew cut. He said the stylist couldn't do it, and he said he'd been going. So I said something like, when you were going to the stylist, what were you paying? He said, I think he said $15, but she gave me a bottle of beer while I'm getting my haircut. It was a big deal. I said, you give me 15, I'll buy you a six-pack. So there's all kinds of gimmicks, you know.
In the spring of '96, I had the pleasure of meeting master barber Frank Marchand at his two-chair shop in Rochester, New Hampshire. But I wasn't in the market for a haircut. I was actually shopping for used records. Over the years from DJing at the local golf club, Frank had collected endless stacks of used vinyl that he was selling for rock-bottom prices right inside his old-style barbershop. I asked if anyone had approached him with the idea of documenting his non-traditional story. Well, kid, Frank chuckled, if you want to make a movie about a barber that sells used records, you might be the first. Years later, in the summer of 1999, I was phoned with sad news that Frank had passed away. Unfortunately, budget constraints had stalled the process of editing his footage, which meant Frank wouldn't be around to see his story on the screen. Now, digital editing has made it financially possible to tell Frank's tale of traditional barbering, big band hits, and living in Rochester, New Hampshire. So sit back and enjoy the tunes while Frank explains the art and hazards of cutting flat tops and all that goes on at Marchand's barbershop.
He came down from Canada at a very, very young age. He went to work in the mills, and to supplement his income, why he opened up a barbershop down in Sulla and Milton. And then he decided to go into full-time. He came down here to Rochester and opened up in 1910. He did pretty well through the years. I mean, they used to put in some terrible hours. It was nothing, I guess, for 12-hour days. You know, he died when I was 10 years old. But my two brothers were barbering, so they taught me. And they were tough on me because they wanted me to do it right. Because in barbering, you can't afford to make a mistake, because you can't replace the hair. You got to visualize what you want to do and do it. Carpenter does something wrong, he takes me to the board. Electrician, the wire. But once we make that cut, that's it. That's it. I mean, we don't have a second chance. Just say sorry about that. So nature takes over, and you just wait and hope that the guy will come back again. You know. I had a young kid, and I whacked him right in the middle. Boy, when I saw it, it was just like somebody hit him with an axe. So I can remember I was inventive in the sense he had this steak comb. So I put about a pound of it on top of his head, and I took the front part and I combed it back so it would cover up the. So that was a Saturday morning. He came back in the afternoon going to the movies, and he stuck his head in the door, and he says, "My mother wanted me to tell you that was a damn lousy haircut." I said, "You tell me, I know it." I can never forget it. As I say to this day, would you believe, almost 60 years, I picked them up. I never use them unless I look at them, because I never forget it. The one mohawk that I did give, we had 4 barbers that time who were downtown, and there's 4 young guys came in, and evidently they've been nipping a little bit, I guess, on the beer, so they challenged each other to get a mohawk. So Monday morning when I came to work, there was a car there waiting for me, and it was this guy. He said, "You got to take it all off." He said, "My wife hasn't talked to me since I come home." Like I said, I would hope to live long enough to see vinyl come back again. It's basically how I started to accumulate them, and the fact that I stopped DJing after 29 years, and figured, well, the best place to bring them down here. So I brought them down and put them on sale, and so different people would see my records and they'd say, "Well, I've got 300-400 in my garage or my attic. Would you like to buy them? And all this, instead of me getting rid of my records, I went in the record business per se. So there I am with about 6,000 records here that are not moving because everything now is going to CDs and cassettes and all the music at that time. All those musicians were musicians. You know what I mean? They were artists in their own respect. You know what I mean? And all the songs carried a message. They were like ballads, and especially after you get sort of listen to music, you do whistlers. Today, what do you whistle? 4 beats? The fact that I like the music, I back myself up with all these people so that I'd be assured that I'd have some support. And you'd see that we all are into the act, that we sure love the good music.
Actually, loving the good music was an understatement.
You just don't put a time limit to a haircut. More relaxed. People came in and they sat down, they talked, they relaxed. And now it's bang, bang, bang. The minute they come in, well, how long have I got to wait? You know what I mean? I'll be back in another hour or something. But they just can't seem to unwind. And I kind of miss that because it was nice to be able to just sit back and take your time. But now everybody's in a hurry. Look at the cheeks on that.
I always thought the Lord made a mistake when he made the human body anyway.
Oh yeah?
He should have put grease fittings on all our joints. When they start to creak, go over the head, put a little grease in his elbow here, will you?
Right, yeah. Years ago, Bob, a young fellow asked the doctor, he said, if I get married, he said, will I live longer? The doctor says, oh no, it just seemed longer. I used to have one guy, when he'd have a real bad day, he'd come over, and at those times he'd get what they call the works. That was a haircut, shave, face massage, shampoo, and when he'd come in with a headache, and he'd leave cured. And that was really refreshing. People would come back, and they'd say to me, gee, that advice you gave me was perfect. I said, I didn't give you any advice. I said, I merely proceeded with this fact that if it were me, this is what I would do, not that's what you got to do, because I've never put myself in that position. Matter of fact, many times people will tell me things in the chair that I wish they wouldn't tell me, because if it's, they'll say confidentially, now they go and tell somebody else, and if this happens to get out or something, then they come back and say, well, you blah, 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 you know what I mean? It's a far cry from the old days. The old days, I can remember, it was almost a cardinal sin to say hello to another barber. Which was so wrong, you know what I mean? We're all purposely trying to make a living, and so why not get along, And if I can do something for them, tickle their death, Matter of fact, I had one barber, his barber chair broke down, and I had some extras, so I loaned him one of mine. Years ago, that would have been a no-no.
I saw a brother-in-law not talk to each other across the street. Unbelievable.
What, unbelievable. You was the guy who wasn't supposed to make a living.
Yeah, there's no bounds right around
the cardinal sin to talk to the other.
When you talk to the sister.
No. Years ago, the barbers never got along until I don't know, we had about probably 12, 14 barbers in the city, so I don't know how the hell it happened, but I got them all together. And we all agreed to stick together. No more cutthroats, We signed our names, the whole bit. We call ourselves a union. I think Rice is very fortunate. Rice has got his share of good barbers. Yeah, they're all very capable.
Who cuts your hair?
Well, local barber, he comes down on his day off, and Bud and we swap. So I cut his hair, and then I get out and he cuts mine. So we get along very well that way. Bud, one thing I haven't broken a camera yet. That's something, isn't it? Put your glasses on, please. You accept tips first?
No, no. Awfully
A lot of memories in this chair. A lot of memories. A lot of wonderful people that's no longer with us who sat in this chair. I used to have one little fellow, he'd come in, I'd start out and I'd no time flat, he's sound asleep. His father used to have to hold his head up while he got his ear. He'd say to his father, he said, "I'm not going in there no more. They put me to sleep." It was cute.